30 spectacular facts about scarecrows. There is a Japanese village called Nagoro which has 35 inhabitants, but over 350 scarecrows. Scarecrows are such an ordinary creation that it's strange to think that there's actually a history behind them. So, if you're in search of a costume and keen on being something classic yet unique, a scarecrow could be a great idea. But first, there are a few things to know about this typical fall symbol. 1. Scarecrows were originally made to do exactly what their name suggests: scare off crows and other birds that might ruin the farmer's crops. 2. Scarecrows have been around longer than you might think. The first scarecrows known to history were made about 3,000 years ago. 3. They were first made by the Egyptians to protect their wheat fields, especially along the Nile River. 4. Even though they've been around for so long, there have since been more effective ways to scare off birds. 5. In the past, attempts were made to use machinery to replace scarecrows, such as windmills. 6. However, birds are smarter than you might think, and they quickly become familiar with these structures. 7. Some of these attempts include hanging tins in trees or using noise guns. But crows, being adaptable as they are, usually realize it's a trick and enter the fields after some time anyway. 8. Originally, Greek farmers would fashion their scarecrows to look like Priapus, who was the son of Dionysus and Aphrodite. 9. The myth goes that Priapus lived near vineyards and was supposedly very ugly. So whenever Priapus played in the vineyards, it scared the birds away and improved the harvest. 10. However, there is more to it than just how a scarecrow looks. Birds are scared off because of the lingering smell of humans on the clothes of a scarecrow. 11. Japanese farmers have also used scarecrows in the past, hanging old rags, meat, and fish bones on their creations. The smell itself was enough to keep not only birds but all creatures away from their crops. 12. German farmers used to make wooden witches for their fields because they believed the witches would draw the evil spirit of winter into their bodies. 13. Surprisingly, there are dozens of scarecrow festivals held every year, many of which are in the United Kingdom. 14. The Urchfont Scarecrow Festival has been running since the 90s and attracts up to 10,000 people every year. 15. The first known usage of the word scarecrow in English novels was in 1719 in Robinson Crusoe, written by Daniel Defoe. 16. In medieval Britain, there was an actual job for young boys called a bird scarer, who wandered the fields with bags of stones to throw at the birds. 17. Unfortunately, after the Great Plague, the population was so low that there were not enough bird scarers, so farmers started making scarecrows to put in their fields. 18. The most famous scarecrow is the fictional character in The Wizard of Oz who is in search of a brain. 19. Another notable scarecrow is in the short story written by Nathaniel Hawthorne called Feathertop, about a scarecrow brought to life by a witch. 20. The framework for Feathertop was later used for a play written in 1908 by Percy Mackaye, which ended up going to Broadway. 21. A winery in New York has used inflatable tube men as scarecrows. 22. The oldest surviving Japanese book, written in the year 712, refers to a scarecrow named Kuebiko, who is a deity that cannot walk but knows everything about the world. 23. Both DC and Marvel have comic characters named Scarecrow, though they are completely different characters. In both universes, they are villains. 24. Around the UK, scarecrows have many different nicknames depending on the region, such as Hodmedod, Hayman, Gallybagger, Tattie Bogal, Bwach, and more. 25. There is a Japanese village called Nagoro that has 35 inhabitants, but over 350 scarecrows. 26. Scarecrows have also made their impact in music. The popular band Pink Floyd has a song called The Scarecrow on their debut album. 27. There is a tourist attraction in Canada called Joe's Scarecrow Village, which is a roadside attraction featuring dozens of scarecrows. 28. Nowadays, scarecrows are usually used as symbols for fall and harvest instead of practical use. 29. The world record for the largest gathering of scarecrows in one location is held by the National Forest Adventure Farm in the UK, with 3,812 scarecrows. 30. This scarecrow world record was achieved on August 7, 2014, in Burton-upon-Trent,